guys, and welcome to my channel, Blissfully Single Bean. Yes, I'm your homegirl Bean, and I'm your blissfully single one. Before I dive into this Love and Marriage Huntsville episode, and it was alright. It was a little light. You can tell it was a little filler, but honey, the best is yet to come. But before we get into all of that, we're gonna raise our glasses in the air. Today is National Tequila Month, baby. So I've been taking my sips during the day. This right here is a margarita with lime juice, Grand Marnier, my tequila. So this is what I'm going to be sipping on while I talk this foolishness, honey. But as I said before, Love and Marriage Huntsville is hands down one of the best reality shows on TV right now because of its realness and its authenticity. We opened the episode with both Letitia and Kimmy going over what happened at Letitia's brunch, master's degree, party, whatevers. You know what I mean? Letitia was talking about how happy things were, how happy she was with the planning. But beyond that, I really didn't pay attention to much that Letitia was saying. Simply because, listen, let me break it down like this. My youngest son is 11 years old. So I don't have patience for any mentality that's younger or any conversation that's beneath an 11-year-old's age. When I hear Letitia talk, she's probably around or a 6 or 7 year old she probably has a 6 or 7 year old's mentality, so I can't do it. So past her thanking Marceau for all the planning, I kind of drew a blank. I was listening to Kimmy though, and Kimmy says, listen here, no shade, no tea, but I approached Letitia and I told Letitia in no uncertain terms, you want me to be the friend to you that you aren't to me. When they were calling me all kinds of hoes, all kinds of skeezers, all kinds of home wreckers, all kinds of peasant pussies, honey, you didn't say anything. You did not defend me, your homegirl, but you want me to stand up for you, like go to war for you, and you're not doing the same thing for me. And Kimmy said, Letitia says, that's absolutely right. And that's really what Letitia said. You got to be a better friend to me than I am to you. Kimmy got a good laugh at that, and I got a good laugh at that myself. Letitia and Marceau talk about the social media and the evils of the social media. So they bring up Marceau's outside baby child. I don't know about you. Did you hear them rumors? It was shortly after Love and Marriage Huntsville's second season was over. One of Marcel's side pieces was telling everything. And one of the things that she was telling was that Marceau had this side baby and the internet was abuzz for about a day and a half. But anyway, Letitia was talking to Marceau about that. And Marceau says the weirdest thing. Marceau says, well, Letitia, if you have an outside baby, I would forgive you. Sir, you know good and well Letitia is not smart enough to fuck around with you and have an outside baby. What are you trying to say, Marceau? What are you trying to say? If she finds out you have an outside baby, then she should be open to forgiving you? Letitia in that heavy tongue of hers says, no, Marceau, let me tell you something. If I find out you have an outside baby, I will divorce you and I'll take everything you have. When I tell you, Marceau looked completely unfazed. Marceau's looking at her like, well, all right, bitch, whatever. Marceau's not taking any threats from Letitia with, he's taking it with a grain of salt because at the end of the day, Letitia could talk bad all she wants, but Marceau has a lock on how she thinks. So Letitia, go sit down somewhere, outside baby or not, go sit down somewhere. And that's exactly what I imagine Marceau was saying to you in his head while you guys were shooting this useless scene. But I'm just saying. Martell comes by to pick up the kids. And Mel, I love you, but that Cruella de Vil look is so unnecessary. Like, she has the dark, short haircut in the back. Then she has the piece of blonde wig. Like, I can't stand when naturally pretty women just really do too much. Not that I can tell Melody what to do with her hair because she's going to be fabulous regardless. But I'd rather her go simple because I feel like when she has a simple hairstyle, it really accentuates her beauty. Anyway, that's neither here or there. I just remember looking at that scene thinking, damn, girl, you look like Cruella de Vil. What's up? But anyway, Martell comes by to pick up the kids. I guess it's his weekend or his week or his 3 weeks, whatever. But Mel says to Martell, Martell, oh yes, it's nice to see you. Martell says, well, this is the first time I've been in your new house. And Mel's like, yeah, you got it right. That's the first time, probably last. But Mel's like, Martell, before you pick up the kids, can we go outside? We just need to talk about a few things. So they go outside, they sit on the step, and basically Martell and Mel have issues co-parenting, I would imagine, in the beginning. Mel's biggest thing with Martell is that Martell says he's going to pick up the kids, and then he doesn't pick up the kids. And there are times that Mel has the kids for 3 or 4 weeks. And I'm guessing that goes against the visitation order. And Mel's gripe is that you tell me you can't pick up the kids, but then I see you on Instagram. You're at Kanye West's listening party. What's up with that? You're at the Rock Nation brunch. Like, what's up with that? And may I add, I follow Martell on the Instagrams as well. Not because I particularly like him, but I'm just nosy like that. And I just noticed he has not been out and about with Peasant Puss. Like, I haven't seen him with the mistress. So I'm kind of wondering, are they together? Can someone please drop a note in the comment box just to let me know, are they together? I haven't seen anything on the blogs. And it's just curious to me because if you broke up your whole family over this woman, it would seem to be that the next logical step would be that you would be dating this woman and you'd soon be married to this woman as you now have a baby by this woman. But child, maybe that's just me. Anyway, Martell says, because you know Martell is the king of boomerang and deflection, and you accuse me of something, I'm going to accuse right back of it. Martell says, it's the same thing. You say that, you're too sick to watch the kids, but then I see you in Atlanta. So it's quite apparent that Martell and Mel both need help with trying to navigate and figure out this co-parenting situation. And then Mel has the great idea of going to a co-parenting therapist. And I said, oh, that's a great idea. That would have been a great idea when I was breaking up with my ex when I broke up with my ex. It's been 7 years since I broke up with my children's father. But I will say, no funny, maybe a co-parenting therapist would have been good for us. Maybe it would have kept us from a nasty custody battle, a nasty child support battle, and maybe I wouldn't have gotten arrested like 3 or 4 times messing with him. But again, I digress. They agreed to co-parenting and therapy. So, all right, let's do this. Martell then goes to get the kids, and Mel's mom is inside. And by the way, Mel's mother is gorgeous. And Mel is a spitting reflection of her mother. But yes, her mother is all types of gorgeous. Timmy, let Bastion out. You can tell that Martell and Mel's mom, there's no love lost there. There's some animosity that has to be worked out. And looking at the previews, it looks like they kind of have their time to sit down and talk to work things out. So I'm looking forward to see that. Anyway, Mel, move up. Anyway, Mel meets with Tiffany. And I'm like, okay, Harpo, who this? We testing someone? We test filming with someone? Apparently, Tiffany is Mel's friend of 7 years. I'm like, 7 years or 7 minutes to get her on the show. Stop fooling us with these fake friendships. But child, all right, Mel, I'll take your word for it, I guess. Anyway, Mel and Tiffany meet up and the ladies catch up about life. Tiffany wants to know how Mel is navigating this new divorce life, and Mel is happy. Mel is beginning to figure out some things that made her happy. Mel says, after being married for 14 years, that's a lot of time to spend with someone. So now I'm finally figuring out what's making me happy. So it sounds like your girl Bean, blissfully single Bean, Mel is getting acquainted with that blissfully single life herself, and I'm not mad at her. Tiffany sounds like she's recently divorced as well and getting used to the single life. So it seems like it's all well in Mel and Tiffany land. Anyway, Tiffany is helping Mel out. Mel needs interns for her businesses. So Tiffany's helping her out with interns or something. I don't know if that makes Tiffany HR or recruiter. I don't know what that makes Tiffany, but that's Tiffany's role into Love and Marriage Huntsville. And I have a feeling that Tiffany is the reason why Mel and Destiny ultimately having falling out, because Mel does invite Tiffany to Destiny's birthday brunch. So it seems like Tiffany being there, Tiffany's about to get spicy and real inappropriate, and that's going to have an effect on Destiny and Mel's relationship or friendship, and that's rather unfortunate. Shout out to Candace Dillard. That's unfortunate. Martell and Chris meet up. Now, you guys remember Chris. Chris was introduced last season, and Chris and his absolutely lovely wife tried to get Mel and Martell together to talk, and it was very disastrous. Mel rightfully ended up hurling a glass cup at Martell's big old ball dome, and I just wish Mel had better aim to clock him right upside the forehead, because, Martell was on his BS. But anyway, Martell and Chris meets up. Chris lets Martell know that, the 47 acres, the 47 acres, the 47 acres. They were supposed to do so much with the 47 acres. But the 47 acres finally sold. Thank you, Jesus. And Chris drops the bomb that the investor that purchased the 47 acres, they want to build on the property, of course, and they want to work with Mel. That tickled me pink. That tickled me pink because Mel is that chick, and it's obvious that Mel is that chick. They want to work not with you, Martell Holt, but with Melody Holt. Of course, Martell does not take this with any grace. Martell says, how would you approach Mel with this offer to build on the 47 acres? Mel is my family. Martell quickly corrects himself and says, well, that's my ex. And that's where you guys get it twisted. Because my children's father used to run the same game all the time. Like, we were broken up for years now, and he'd say, we're family, we're bonded forever. No, we're not family, we're not bonded forever. We are no longer together. We still have 2 kids that we share, and we're co-parenting, but we are not family. We are not together. So when Martell says that to Chris, well, you went to my family, my ex, I'm like, no, Martell, Mel is no longer your family. You messed that up. You screwed that up looking for the ultimate head 7 days a week. You screwed that up. Mel is no longer your family. Now she is your ex-wife, and you guys have 4 children together to co-parent. You know what I mean? So Martell was not happy about this, and Chris was on some I said what I said. It is not my fault that you couldn't keep your peen in your house. It is not my fault that your messiness spilled into business. But Chris is like, this is business, and I'm trying to get the bag. So F your feelings. And I agree with Chris. I am not mad at Chris. Please let me know in the comment box. Are you mad at Chris for saying F your feelings? I'm going to go where the money reside. Where the money reside. Where the money reside. Where the money reside. Chris, I'm not even mad, child. So Mel and Martell, they see the co-parenting expert. And the co-parent expert says, co-parent expert / therapist asks, how are the kids doing? And then Martell goes, as men would typically do, just lie. Martell says, oh, the kids are doing great. They're handling things well, despite. Mel says, I think Martell is dealing with this the way most black people, people in the black community deal with it. Well, we don't need therapy. They're doing just fine. And then Mel goes into exactly how this divorce is affecting the children. She breaks down her oldest daughter, how her oldest daughter is more withdrawn, how her son is resentful because her son sees how sad the mom is. Like, Mel lays it all out. No. The kids are not okay. The kids are not, idiots or oblivious. Not idiots, but the kids are not oblivious. The kids are sensitive, feeling, intuitive beings that understand there has been a major change in our lives, and emotionally, we have to deal with it. And that's how I'm dealing with it. I'm more withdrawn. I'm resentful against my daddy. And I said, all right, go ahead, Mel, break it all the way down. Mel then goes on to point out Martell's inconsistencies. Well, Martell would tell me he's coming to pick up the kids and then he doesn't show up. And as much as I don't like Martell, and I hate to have to give him any kind of positive acknowledgement or recognition, but I do have to give it to him this scene because he was vulnerable in a way where I'll never like Martell. But I had to say, oh gee, bruh, I understand where you're coming from. Because Martell says, listen, you have to understand, financially, I'm not in the same space. Things are different for me. Things are harder for me. So I want to see my kids. I want to pick up my kids. But, you know, there are certain times I just can't do it. And he's getting choked up. He's getting emotional. And I said to myself, that really must be hard. That really must be hard to be in a situation, because to have kids, listen, I have my kids 99.5% of the time when it comes to a 365 calendar year. And I know to have kids, it requires money. Like today, I went to a fair with my son. I spent $125 on absolutely nothing because you want to keep the kids engaged. You want to make them feel like whatever they need, mommy got you, daddy got you. So to not be in this kind of financial position where he can do everything that he wants to do with his kids, it made me feel sad for Martell. At the same time, I'm like, bruh, you're kind of lying in your bed of crap. No, I'm just saying, because Martell had this, multi-year affair with this woman, and now the family's broken up. Now, financially, he's in a compromised situation. It's like, I'm sad for you, Martell, but at the same time, it really was your doing. So Mel jumps in, and Mel says, listen, I understand where Martell is coming from, because Martell has seen me plenty nights in the player closet with my player cloth around me, just crying and screaming out to the Lord. So basically, Mel is saying, I understand where you're coming from when you're coming from a place of despair. But at the same time, Mel says, listen, Martell, you got five. Mel says, you got 5 children you got to take care of. So you got to snap out of it and get into it, buddy. Martell did not like the fact that Mel said 5 children. Martell says, wait, hold on. We got 4 children between us. Mel said, yeah, we do, but you got 5 children. And I don't understand why Martell was getting so bent out of shape. It's not like she was lying. You do have 5 children. So why are you mad? I just thought it was so funny, sir. So you have this 5th child, and was it months ago, you were probably putting up a Facebook post being a father of 5 with Melania, your youngest daughter with Melody on your lap. So why would it be such an issue that Mel pointed out that you're a father of 5? Did you think she was throwing shade? Like, I just don't get it. And if you can understand, please leave something in the comment box, because I do not get it. So anyway, everyone's getting emotional. Martell is tearing up. And Martell says, I'm in a space right now where I feel like nobody has my back. Just nobody has my back. He starts to tear up. Mel tries to rub his shoulder or rub his arm. Martell's like, damn, Mel, just back up off me. And I'm like, hold on. Martell, Mel's trying to comfort you. Like, why are you being such a joke about? First of all, I'm laughing because like his reaction was so severe at Mel trying to comfort him, number 1. And number 2, and I'm gonna go back around to this. You spent 5 years sleeping with this other woman. 5 years, enjoying the good head that she bestowed upon you. Last season, you were quick to throw it in Mel's face that this woman's pleasing me, she's satisfying me. But now when you're at your darkest hour, where financially things aren't great, where you feel like you can't be the father that your kids deserve, where you feel like you are so alone and you can't depend on peasant puss to be there for you, or you feel like she doesn't have your back, sir, You traded all that in for good head? Listen, men and women are wired differently, and I will never understand the way guys think. I will never understand. I understand guys aren't emotional creatures, and I understand that. I understand women are more emotionally wired. But damn, bruh, like seriously, like, ain't you got a brain? I mean, above your waist? I don't get it. But I find it quite funny that Martell's feeling alone with, a mistress that, all of y'all claimed that he was in love with. That was hilarious. But anyway, it was a good session. They got to a common ground and they left on a good note. It was really good. So they leave the session. They're going back to their respective cars, and Martell brings up Chris and the 47 acres and the fact that he approached Mel to build on the 47 acres. And Mel said, I was very respectful, and I told him to circle back to you, because Mel said she is open to it. However, you need to talk to Martell to see how he's feeling about it. And Martell, of course, was not happy with the fact that Mel was with it. Like, Mel has always been business-minded. So I don't know why you would think just because you and Mel are divorced that Mel would turn down the opportunity. Anyway, Martell, of course, does what Martell does, which is throw a temper tantrum. Martell says, you don't know how to build houses anyway, and then walks his chunky behind, off. And Mel says, well, if you say I don't know how to build houses, you don't know how to build houses either. I ain't never seen you lay a brick, put up a frame. And when I tell you, Mel was reading for the gods, honey. This is how you know Mel is over him. Mel was reading, honey, not reading A, B, C, D, E, F, G. She was reading Martell, honey. Martell was in his feelings, and Mel was like, bye, Martell Holt. Peace, Martell Holt. The way she was finessing it, the way she didn't have a care in the world, the way she was delighted at the way she was able to get under Martell's skin. Ladies and gentlemen, that is growth. And that is it. If you like my video, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new here, please subscribe. Please join my Beanie Pie gang, honey. We talk show reviews, a good adult cocktail or two. So listen, again, Love and Marriage Huntsville is probably one of the best reality TV shows out there. And I will see you guys next week. Peace out. Bye.